Hello and welcome to the inland navigation video for Rule 30. Rule 30 focuses on the lights and day shapes that vessels that are anchored or run aground have to display. Now there's a few additional parts of this rule that are not in the international rule, so we're going to cover those and make sure that you fully understand them so you're aware and you know for your final exam. Rule 30A states that a vessel at anchor shall exhibit where it can best be seen in the forepart of the vessel an all-round white light or one ball, and at or near the stern and at a lower level than the light prescribed in subparagraph 1, an all-round white light. All right, so let's review this in a diagram so we can illustrate what the rule is stating. The first call out of the rule is that this is for vessels that are at anchor. Then if the vessel is at anchor, they must display in the forepart an all-round white light and a day shape of a black ball. Then at the stern of the vessel and in a lower placement from the light in the forepart of the vessel, another all-round white light. Now I'm going to go ahead and pause for a second to give you time to go ahead and screenshot this image for your studies. Rule 30B states that a vessel of less than 50 meters in length may exhibit an all-round white light where it can best be seen instead of the lights prescribed in paragraph A of this rule. Let's review this in this diagram so you get a visual of what the rule is stating. The very first call out, it's stating that the vessel at anchor must be 50 meters in length or less for this rule to apply. Then if the vessel meets those requirements, they can display one all-round white light where it could best be seen and a black ball day shape during daylight hours. Again, I'm going to go ahead and pause for a second and give you a chance to screenshot this image. Rule 30C states that a vessel at anchor may, and a vessel of 100 meters or more in length, shall also use the available working or equivalent lights to illuminate her decks. All right, so let's continue to break this rule down in the diagram to give you a visual of what the rule is stating. This rule states that any vessel at anchor can illuminate her decks, but a vessel at anchor which is 100 meters or more in length must use the lights to illuminate her decks. Again, I'm going to go ahead and pause for a second and allow you time to go ahead and screenshot this image. Rule 30D states that a vessel aground shall exhibit the lights in paragraph A or B of this rule, and in addition, if practicable, where they can best be seen, 2 all-round red lights in a vertical line and 3 balls in a vertical line. All right, the first part of the rule states that the vessel aground shall display the lights from paragraph A or B of this rule. So to refresh your memory, the lights from paragraph A or part A of this rule are in the forepart of the vessel, an all-round white light. Then in the stern of the vessel, another all-round white light, but at a lower placement from the light in the forepart of the vessel. Then in part B of this rule, for vessels less than 50 meters in length, they can display one all-round white light. Then in addition to those lights, a vessel aground must display 2 all-round red lights in a vertical line, and then during daylight hours, they would display 3 black balls in a day shape in a vertical line. Now I'm going to go ahead and pause, give you a second to go ahead and screenshot this image before we go on to Rule 30E. Rule 30E states that a vessel of less than 7 meters in length when at anchor, not in a narrow channel or near a fairway or anchorage where other vessels normally navigate, shall not be required to exhibit the lights or shapes prescribed in paragraph A or B of this rule. So this one's pretty self-explanatory. Don't really think it needs a diagram. If you're in a vessel of 7 meters in length and you're not in a fairway, narrow channel, or a place where there's a lot of vessel traffic, you do not need to display the lights or the day shapes from paragraph A or B. Rule 30F, there's another one that's self-explanatory, and the rule states that a vessel of less than 12 meters in length when aground shall not be required to exhibit the lights or shapes prescribed in subparagraphs D item 1 and item 2 of this rule. Rule 30G is another easy rule to understand, and it states that a vessel of less than 20 meters in length when an anchor in a special anchorage area designed by the Secretary shall not be required to exhibit the anchor lights and shapes required by this rule. All right, congratulations on completing the Rule 30 video. Now, as you're studying, pay close attention to Part G of this rule, because this is in the U.S. inland navigation rules, but it's not in the international rules. Study all of the lights and day shape, the little diagrams at the end of each section, and when you've learned them and you're ready, I'll be waiting for you in the next lesson.